Hey guys.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Playoff Basketball NBA version. It's the Sports Space with Big and Skip. What's going on, fellas?
Sports Space, are you ready?
It's my favorite time of the year, sports-wise, the
Sports
NBA playoffs.
Big and Skip. Press that like button, press that share button, press that subscribe button. Tell a friend, bring a friend, come again. We back again. It's playoff season. The best time of the year other than the NFL playoffs. And here we are.
Here we are. We already got one game going. Milwaukee 6, Indiana 3, with Indiana 5.
And everybody in the chat with me and Joe, I hope y'all watching, because this one is for y'all.
I'm sure they are. But let's get into it, man. It's playoff time, man. It's playoff time, man.
The only time I really watch this.
It's playoff time, man. It's
And
playoff
that's
time.
the goddamn truth.
It's playoff time. Real quick, how we got to all the series that's going from the past week. Tuesday we saw Miami. No, they didn't play Tuesday. Tuesday, the first game we saw, I'm trying to think. Atlanta, Orlando. We saw Orlando win big, beat Atlanta. And then we saw Golden State win a nail-biter over Memphis. They were up big. Memphis fought back. Wednesday, we saw Miami beat the brakes off of Chicago, which was shocking to me. And then we seen Dallas go into Sacramento and beat them horribly, which is another shocker to me.
All right, so let's break before we get into the main course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's break down the playing games and what it means for the teams that lost in the future. Like real quick. Teams like Atlanta, teams like Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento, Atlanta, Chicago.
What do you think their future is looking like as constructed? First, the reason why I asked this, and the reason I'm even saying this and juxtaposing it this way is because I want to know, what do you think Trae Young's future is for Atlanta and what Atlanta's future is now going forward?
I don't know. I think Atlanta just kind of stuck in the mud where they are. Trae Young is good. Trae Young's an all-star. He's a walking 25 and 15. But you know me, I don't believe in empty stats. I think Trae Young outside.
It depends. So when you say that, because me and you have this discussion all the time, when you say that Dak Prescott is empty calorie stats.
He is. He's the king of empty calories.
Now,
the king.
Or you could also say a looter and a riot.
You say that too. I just think that outside of 2021, where Atlanta got lucky because New York wasn't ready at the time, because Ben Simmons was scared to shoot a layup at the time.
Man,
I think they got lucky and made that run to the East Finals. But what has Atlanta done since? What did Atlanta do before the years with Trae Young? They did nothing. Here we are, 2025, Atlanta a play-in team again. Like, they haven't been top six since Trae Young's been there. I think maybe except for 1 year. They were top six. I think they were the 6th seed in 21. But they're always a play-in team, which means they got to win 1 or 2 games to get in the playoffs, and they get in the playoffs and they lose in 5 or lose in 6. That's been Trae Young's career.
All right, so
as
since
a
we're
member of
talking
the
Atlanta,
Hawks.
and you said they got the Eastern Conference, and the way you juxtaposed it, you made it seem like it was a blip on the radar.
It was a blip on the radar.
Let's put it in proper perspective. They did alter their roster when they traded players and draft picks for DeJounte Murray, and the DeJounte Murray's experiment, not to shit on him because he's a good player. He's a good prospect in this league.
It just didn't work. It didn't work.
That experiment didn't work.
It didn't work, which is
so
why they had to make the move
they lost assets. So it puts him in like a limbo situation as well as the team. They're only good enough to get to the play-in.
But you also got to understand, hindsight is 2020. You don't know what's going to happen until it happens. That's why when people say, first of all, the reporter asked Klay Thompson one of the dumbest questions I ever heard a reporter ask an NBA player. If you knew the situation was going to play out like this, would you have signed a contract? You don't know the situation is going to play out the way it did.
That's a stupid
So
question,
you signed the contract because your mindset is, I get to play with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. I'm going to get a bunch of open looks. You don't sign the contract
Not
saying...
even just that, bro.
But my thing
You
is,
signed the contract, but they gave you what you asked for.
yeah, they gave you what you asked for, but you don't sign the contract saying, all right, I'm going to sign this contract. And then on February 1st, Luka Doncic is going to get traded to the Lakers. And then Anthony Davis' first game, he's going to get injured and miss about 3-4 weeks. And then Kyrie Irving is going to tear his Achilles and be out for the rest of the year. And then we're going to beat down Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively and Maxi Kleber, who
He tore his
ended up...
Achilles? I thought it was his ACL.
I'm sorry, ACL, excuse me. ACL. Towards ACL. Maxi Kleber is going to be out, even though he's going to be a part of the Laker trade. Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford is going to be out. Dante Exum's going to get injured and be out for the year. The Hardy kid on their team is going to get injured and be out for the rest of the year. Like, we're going to trade Quentin Grimes for fucking Caleb Martin. Like, you don't know all this when you sign a contract. You just sign a contract because you think, I'm going to play with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. They're going to give me what I want. I'm going to start. I'm going to get these open looks. It's going to be great. So, getting back to Atlanta, you don't know what's going to happen. You didn't know that the Trae Young, DeJounte Murray experiment wasn't going to work. You did it because you thought it would work. Trae Young is an offense-first guy.
But why didn't it work, Big?
Because those are two guys that need the ball in their hands to be successful.
Was it that, or was it that the other some of their parts around them, being that they have a rim runner, Capella? No disrespect. Let's keep it clear. I'm not slighting professional athletes. I'm just giving you my perspective on how I see it as a hooper. You know what I mean? I don't have the credentials to be on the level of slandering no professional athlete, NFL, definitely, because I'm just a rec football player. I play flag at the best. You know what I mean? So I just want to clarify that for our fans. You know what I mean? Clarify that for the professionals that may come across this content. This is for entertainment purposes.
Until we start talking about Mahomes
Only.
and LeBron.
And so on, et cetera, et cetera. Now, back to the method at hand.
15-11 Pacers.
No.
No, I'm just
I'm
saying the score.
And
it's the third year we've been doing this, and the playoffs is on. Y'all know I live tell the score.
So what?
So.
This is
No, I'm just saying. Don't
hey,
be
Gil and
surprised.
them do it too.
Don't be surprised. But yes, I am currently watching the Bucks and Pacers right now. So
Hey.
go ahead.
We live.
Yeah.
Now,
And Giannis almost airballed the free throw. But go ahead.
Capella, like, really look at the roster as the way it's constructed. Like, and didn't DeJounte Murray get hurt too?
With Atlanta or
with Atlanta. He seems to be an injury-prone prospect.
he's very injury prone. I don't know if he got hurt to the level he did this season with the Pelicans, but he was hurt a lot with the Hawks.
All right, so I don't want to put it all on Trae, and I'm not even gonna shout out to All Ball TV. I watch y'all on YouTube. One of the guys on there, he made an excellent point. He was like, Trae Young, his time there is done. He needs to go somewhere else, just like Zion. They need to go not necessarily a bigger city, but they need to go somewhere else to where like a better team or a situation is more suited to what they can do best. Like on the Warriors, and I know we jumping off subject, but with the Warriors, Jimmy Butler gets to do what he's done on all the teams that were successful. On Philly, he just got to go in, play defense, and get buckets. That's why it's successful.
Jimmy Butler is
You know what I mean?
being successful.
On Chicago, when Derrick Rose the guy, and like he's a 1B player, and again, like I said, I don't have the credentials to critique. I'm just speaking from my lenses.
I wouldn't
Butler is a great
necessarily
player.
say
Jimmy
he's a
Butler is a
1B.
great
I would say
player.
he's a number 2.
But if he's in a situation like with the Warriors, better yet, hot take, on a greater extent, I fuck with Kevin Durant. Me and my boy Earl Orlando Jr. had a conversation yesterday, and he said that Kevin Durant is not that guy. And I said, damn, bro. And he put LeBron on the pedestal, which is cool. We're not going to do LeBron slander this episode because we've done it so many times.
You've done it so many times.
So I said we, like we, me, he, I, us.
You.
Now, But he said some very disparaging remarks about Kevin Durant, and everybody want to keep talking about, oh, he joined the team that beat him and blah, blah, blah. It's free agency, brothers.
It is free agency.
So if LeBron took his talents to South Beach and all these other stars of today, James Harden and all these other niggas is doing, shout out to my nigga Jaquan, the new and improved Hood Hop. How can we, you know what I mean? Niggas do it all the time on the blacktop where your team might lose and then other niggas that's about to get on know you a good nigga and you might help their team and they might pick you up. And the niggas on your squad might be mad at you because you didn't motherfucking stay solid and wait for y'all to get back on. That's how it go, even on the pickup game. So I don't understand why niggas keep trying to defame my nigga Kevin Durant, who's a walking bucket, along with Carmelo Anthony, along with Michael Beasley. Shout out to my nigga Bees. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get long-winded and I want to bring him back to Atlanta. Like, back to the ATL. Atlanta and Trae Young, they need to go their separate ways. Like how when you come into a relationship situation, shout out to the Migos, sometimes you need to go that way. Run it up on the bitch like a Segway. Now I'll pass the bar back to you.
I don't know. Like I said, I think Atlanta is just a middling team. They're in that airspace of they're not good enough to be contenders, but they're not bad enough to be a lottery team. They are what they are. They're a playing team. Every year it's 7 seed, 8 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed. They may get in the playoffs to lose in the first round in 6 games, 5 games, or they just may not make the playoffs like this year. I thought Atlanta was going to win last night against Miami and get to the playoffs to lose to Cleveland because they would not have beat Cleveland in the series, but they didn't. So that's the story with Atlanta. They're a middling team. Trae Young is what he is, but I wouldn't call him a winner in the NBA. He's far from that. He's a guy that's going to put up his stats, make an all-star team, but his team is a 41-win team.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question right quick before we move on to the next team and the next situation, right? Hypothetically, in the multiverse, we put Trae Young on the Indiana Pacers as the backcourt with Tyrese Halliburton, who I don't think is that good.
Won't work.
I think he's okay.
Won't work. It will not work.
Okay.
It won't work.
So you don't think Trae Young on a better team with better talent?
Why would you put Trae Young in the backcourt with Tyrese Halliburton?
I'm just used as it was a shot in the dark.
This is what I be trying to get across to people when they come with these NBA 2K rosters. This is reality.
Who's Halliburton's backcourt mate?
I think Nembhard or Neesmith, one of those two.
Are they better than Trae Young?
It ain't about them being better than Trae Young. It's about the fit. Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton don't fit.
I agree.
It's always about the fit. That's why everybody.
Tyrese Halliburton is inconsistent, though.
He is inconsistent, but guess what? He don't turn the ball over. Trae Young does.
I agree with that. Now, we had enough diatribe about Atlanta. Let's talk about Sac-Town, another team that's in that same limbo situation.
Sacramento is the worst team in the NBA as far as their front office because you had at one point Tyrese Halliburton on your team. You had at one point De'Aaron Fox on your team. You had at one point Davion Mitchell on your team, and you just let them all go.
Damn.
Davion Mitchell, for those of y'all that don't watch basketball enough, was the guy last night with the Miami Heat who hit all the clutch threes in overtime, and he's a hell of a defender. Sacramento just let that man go. Tyrese Halliburton, Indiana Pacers, one of the true point guards in the league. He gets his assists, and he does not turn the ball over. Sacramento had him. We know about De'Aaron Fox. I don't need to get into De'Aaron Fox. We know what De'Aaron Fox is about.
De'Aaron Fox is like another version of John Wall.
Sacramento traded him.
Left-handed.
Sacramento traded him.
They did right by him, though. They did
right by him because they let him go.
They need to let DeMontis go, too, because they wasting his career, too.
They did right by Fox because they let him go where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Spurs and play with Wemby. So, cool. All right, we're going to let you do that. You didn't get Stephen Castle. Steve Castle's about to win Rookie of the Year for the Spurs. The guy who would have won the dunk contest if it wasn't for Mac McClung. That's Stephen Castle. So you didn't get him in return. You didn't get none of the other young talent from the Spurs in return. And you ended up with basically the Chicago Bulls West. Because you got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. What has DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine done the past 2 years? They've been a playing team and they lost to Miami. Both years. So what does Sacramento do this year? All right, we got DeMar DeRozan. We're going to make this trade with Chicago. We're going to send Kevin Huerter away. And we're going to get Zach LaVine. And you make the play-in. And you lose.
Hey, 2 years ago, weren't they the 3 seed?
No.
2 years ago.
No. Chicago Bulls?
No.
Oh, the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, 2 years ago, they were the 3 seed with De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell. And Harrison Barnes.
Wasn't Halliburton on that team?
No, Halliburton had already been traded.
All right. That's wild.
And you lost in the first round to the Golden State Warriors. Everybody chalked that up to experience. All right, bet. Sacramento going to get better. Well, they haven't gotten better because the last 2 years, you won the first play-in game, and then you lost the second play-in game to get eliminated. This year, you lost your first play-in game to get eliminated. So the Kings are going backwards.
Yes, they are.
The beginning of the season, you fired the best coach you had probably since Rick Adelman.
Yes.
That was stupid. Like, what is Sacramento doing? What are you doing up there in Sacramento? So, enough about them.
Yeah, so
Dallas.
Now let's get to the main event. Let's
Dallas.
start with our Lakers.
Hold on. Dallas.
Or you want to start with the Clippers? Since
No, hold on. Dallas. We ain't talking.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
We're not going to talk about.
What's your assessment on Dallas?
Who else lost it? Was it? Who did Chicago beat? No, they beat Chicago. We ain't gonna talk about the Bulls. Bulls are up and coming team. They're gonna be good next year. That's all I say about the Bulls. Dallas.
Hey, let Lonzo go, Chicago.
Dallas. They do need to let Lonzo go.
Let him go play with his brother.
Because Josh Giddey is they starting point guard. And he had a nice year after the All-Star.
Hey, I would love to see Lonzo and Melo over in Charlotte. That would be great.
I want to see him on the same team, but not in Charlotte. Anyway, Dallas. Again. They season turned on February 1st.
It did.
I mean, big time turned on February 1st with the Luka Doncic trade. I seen something on Twitter. I'm trying to see if I can remember everything, and I saw what they said about that. You trade Luka Doncic. You trade away Quentin Grimes. Your first game, Anthony Davis got hurt. I think 3 or 4 games later, Kyrie Irving got hurt. You were already down Derek Lively. You were already down Daniel Gafford. You were already down Dwight Powell. Dante Exum got hurt. Hardy got hurt. They want to fire Nico Harrison. He doubles down and says, yeah, no regrets about the trade. They call Luka everything under the sun, a hookah smoking, beer drinking fat ass who doesn't exemplify winning. When he had you motherfuckers in the finals last year.
Just do that. He deserves credit for. But we got to give Kai his props too.
No, Kai gets his props too. But Kyrie
and we got to give Gafford and Lively.
Who was the best player
and Coach Kidd and the rest of everybody else.
Who was the best player on the team? Exactly. So
statistically,
he was the best player on the team. Ain't no statistically, he's the best player on the team last year.
Okay. Didn't Kyrie tear Minnesota a new ass?
No, Luka did.
Who said that they wanted? Who called on Kyrie? And who got his ass ate up?
Yeah, but Luka Doncic was the one who got the MVP. You know they give out conference
and now they
finals
do.
MVP.
Yeah.
You know who got conference finals MVP last year? Luka.
Oh.
Because he was the best player on the team.
Hey, you my boy, bro. Do you think without Kyrie Irving, if it had just been and I fuck with Dinwiddie. Let's be clear.
You do know Luka,
if it was Dinwiddie and Luka, would they have went to the finals?
I don't know, but you do know Luka has been to the West Finals without Kyrie, 2022.
He did.
Okay then, so let's not act like Luka ain't that dude. Let's not do that. We're not about to do that. We know you doing that because you're trying to give Kyrie Irving his love and all that. I'm not shitting on Kyrie Irving, but Luka Doncic was the best player on the team last year. It's not close. Right now on the Lakers, you know who the best player is? Luka Doncic. It's not LeBron. It's Luka.
All right, wait. I just got one question for you. What number was what Kyrie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. LeBron had his time. Kyrie
what
had
number
his time.
was Kyrie Irving drafted in his draft?
He was drafted first overall.
First overall.
But you talk about 20.
Off of 5 games. Off of 5 games.
2013, bro. It's 2025.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, fam.
No, I'm making a point. Off of 5 games played in college,
Right.
he was the number 1 pick.
For sure.
So, was Luka Doncic the number 1 pick?
We're not comparing
He was
Kyrie.
the number 5.
Was
He
Luka
was,
Doncic?
he was
We're
the
not
number 3
comparing
pick.
Kyrie to Luka and Kyrie prime. We're not doing
He was
that.
number 3 pick.
Luka Doncic was the rookie of the year, I'm sure. I don't
I
know.
don't think Luka won rookie of the year that year. I don't think he won rookie of the year.
Kyrie won rookie of the year, didn't he?
I gotta look that up. I think he did. But you're missing. You still act like this Kyrie Irving is that Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic in 2025
Right.
is a top 3 player in basketball.
Right.
In
And what
2025,
year did Luka Doncic get drafted?
2018,
Kyrie got drafted in.
2013,
Kyrie, I thought he got drafted in 2011.
2011. I'm sorry, 2011.
Nigga, even longer.
2011,
It
I'm
makes
sorry,
it-
you're
it
right,
make-
2011.
It makes this argument even
Right,
more.
like, Right now, Luka is a top 3
Come
player in
on,
basketball.
LeBron James.
Kyrie, like
Nobody
right
else
now,
LeBron James. Let's be real.
No, let's be real.
I'm
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Listen,
Kyrie
I'm not
Irving
saying-
is a
No,
problem.
absolutely no.
Laugh,
And I'm not
laugh
saying
like
that. I'm not saying
Kyrie
that to say
Irving is a
Luka
problem.
had
Y'all
a better
know it.
career than
No,
LeBron.
but
LeBron
right
is
now.
LeBron James.
Just right
I'm talking about
now.
in 2025.
Right now, yes.
Luka Doncic is better than LeBron
Yes,
James.
a 40-something-year-old
Period.
LeBron
We're not
James.
talking about LeBron James.
But he's
Y'all
better
can't
than
sit here
Kyrie
and tell me
Irving.
Kyrie Irving is a problem, nigga.
He is a problem, but Luka's better.
Right now.
Right now.
We're not talking about career.
On April 19th,
Nobody talking about
2025.
career, my nigga.
Luka
Remember,
Doncic is
right
better than
now.
If Kyrie
Right
Irving
now.
went rogue and said, nigga, fuck this nigga, I'm finna do me, what would y'all say?
Oh, go ahead, nigga.
He did what he was supposed to do. He made the right professional and strategic
Man,
move.
you stuck
Because
on-
what you say,
you
fit,
stuck
right?
on
Wait.
Prime.
Big,
You are
said
stuck
fit,
on
right?
Prime. You stuck on Prime, dog.
All right.
You stuck on Prime. Prime Kyrie Irving. Prime Kyrie Irving. This is not Prime Kyrie Irving right now.
How old is Kyrie Irving?
Kyrie's
32?
34, bro.
Oh, I thought he was 32.
It's not Prime Kyrie
So how
Irving,
did you
man.
feel at 34? How did you feel at 34 as a regular average Joe?
I felt fine.
All right. He's a professional nigga with way more recovery access, therapists,
Man, come on,
all
man.
that. My
Man,
nigga,
you missing the point, bro. You think
athlete life and regular people
It's-
life
it's-
is different.
it's way
That's why
it is different.
That's why
they
we
got recovery
No,
equipment we
listen.
don't have.
This is why we retire at 64. This is why these people retire in their 20s and 30s.
Okay.
Because their body
My
go
nigga,
wear
they
out.
retire
can't play-
because they want to, because they have the money and the
no, they
financial
retired
access
because
to do
they
that.
physically can't do it no more.
You think Kobe Bryant wanted to retire?
Not at 36. That man didn't want to retire at 36.
He had nothing else left.
You
to
think
prove.
Michael Jordan wanted to retire?
You think he came back? He retired again.
Why? This be
His
real.
body couldn't do it no more.
Father time.
Father time.
Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. Whether we try,
When you play
whether we want to.
playing professional
Hey.
sports is different from
Hey.
everyday life.
I just
man.
want to say, at 42 summers and 40 winters, I just went to Helen Keller Park yesterday, and I motherfucking did 4 sets of 5 with 40 pounds on my back on pull-ups
Good for
and
you.
chin-ups.
Good for you.
So
Good for you.
don't tell me about Father
Good for
Time,
you.
nigga. He's still in my
That's,
rear view.
that's lifting weights. That ain't playing basketball every day for 6 months and traveling.
And then working out.
And
You
then-
gotta want it. These
and
niggas
and
don't
dealing
want it
with
no more
injury.
because they so financially
Man, you
afraid.
just, recovered
You
from a
saying it's their
fractured
body.
ankle, man.
I'm not saying it from an average Joe
How long did it
perspective.
take you to recover?
I'm saying it from the
How
perspective
long did it
of,
take you to
guess
recover
what,
from a
if you
fractured
full, wait,
ankle, man?
if you full, right? If you full, right?
How long did it take you
Wait,
to recover
look,
from a
listen, if
fractured
you
ankle?
full, right?
How long did it just take you to recover from your fractured ankle?
4 months.
How long would it have taken you in your 20s to recover from that fracture?
I don't know.
Less than 4
was
months.
3 though.
It would took less than
It
4
was
months.
3
It
of
would have
them.
took less
3 of
than
y'all.
4
All
months.
3 of y'all.
It would have took less than 4 months.
Come on, fam.
Now,
Come on, fam. How long you
Like
think
you
that
gotta
is?
knock that shit
Let's
off,
be
man.
real,
You act like
man.
people at 34 are still the same as they are at 24.
Right.
That is not humanly possible, bro.
Right.
Because
Like
your
I
body
said,
start acting
look,
different.
listen, we would
Nobody
never,
said
listen,
no.
Not to
Infinity
get
is
on
taking.
LeBron James,
He's
again,
taking his.
but
No,
we would never see nothing like this ever.
no,
again
we
in
won't.
sports
I know.
history.
No, we won't. But he's
Unless niggas
but-
start putting their body with
But-
robots.
but listen,
I know.
he's
Man,
saying.
for real, though.
hey,
No, he's
guess
saying,
what?
He's saying
I would
this as
be
if
doing
I'm
it
saying
too
Kyrie
if I was
Irving,
off the Ivan Drago.
whatever.
Oh, come on,
He's
dude.
saying as if
You
I'm
have no
saying
proof of that.
he's saying as if
I
I'm
don't
saying
have to.
Kyrie
You
Irving
see
is
it.
weak. I'm not saying Kyrie Irving
Nobody
is
said
weak.
that.
Kyrie Irving is still a baller.
This is
He
for
can still
entertainment
go-
purposes.
He can still
It's
go
all
out
a
and,
He's
legend.
gonna
and-
start
and-
anywhere he goes. Still.
Absolutely. That's still Kyrie Irving. That's still Kyrie Irving.
So let's
not get it twisted.
if Kyrie
But
Irving was
Luka-
the man, the number one option on a team, no Anthony Davis, and they have some good pieces around him, you don't think that he would be one of the number one top guards in the league, MVP contention, all that?
No.
He's that type
He'll
of
wear
guy.
his body down.
No.
He will wear his body
No,
down.
because guess what?
He probably injure himself even more because he's gonna have to do
And you
more.
know,
think that
you know
nigga
what
will
you
average
just
30
said?
points a game?
And you know what you just said is exactly what happened.
Right.
When Anthony Davis got hurt,
Right.
they put all the weight on Kyrie Irving.
Uh-huh.
You the man.
Right.
Lead us until AD get back. And his ass tore his Achilles.
Right. Because he
And you know what the first thing they said? It was too much on Kyrie Irving's shoulders.
You know why these players is getting hurt? G Baby, Joe,
A 24-year-old wouldn't have got hurt.
Watchers.
A
It has nothing to do
24-year-old
with
wouldn't have
age.
got hurt.
It has something to do
A
with the fact
24
that
wouldn't have got. A
it's
24-year-old
less
wouldn't have got hurt.
physicality in the game. Wait,
going
let
wild
me
ballistic.
Exactly.
let me
And
make my
losing.
point. You know why Kyrie got hurt?
Until
you know
LeBron
why a
got
lot
there.
of these niggas is getting hurt. I'm really finna go to some. This is not a hot take. This is facts, right? So before I get into what I was gonna say, it all starts with niggas want to wear low cut and lighter shoes.
Bullshit.
Which
Bullshit.
in the case of you see with
Bullshit.
Juju wearing them low cut, light cut shoes,
Bullshit.
her ankle turned this way and her knee went that way.
Bullshit.
So if they had
Her
better
ankle didn't
shoes
turn.
with better support,
That's a lie.
ankle cut or higher, it would be less injuries,
Really?
less lower
Really?
extremity
Really?
injuries.
Really?
That's one.
Really? You
That's
want to dig?
one.
You want to dig Bill Walton up from his grave
That's
and tell
one.
him that?
Hey, some niggas are just
You
fragile.
want to
Him and
go
Sam
to
Bowie and Greg
Isaiah?
Oden.
You want to go to Isaiah Thomas and tell him
Hey,
that in
the
1988?
players of yesterday
You want to tell Michael Jordan that in
had better
1985?
shoes.
Jordan had better shoes in '85, didn't he? And broke his ankle in the
You
third
don't
game of the
stop, bro.
season.
These
No,
shoes is.
I'm telling you
Look, the
facts.
shoes is lighter
I'm
and
telling you
niggas'
facts.
ankles is turning
I'm
this
telling
way
you
and this
facts.
way.
I'm telling you facts. Isaiah Thomas had good shoes in '88,
Okay,
didn't
man.
he?
So big.
Did
So you
Bill
telling
Walton
me
have better
niggas
shoes
not out
in
there
the 80s?
playing basketball in soccer shoes?
No,
They are.
no, they're not.
They playing
No,
low
they are
cut soccer
not.
shoes.
No, they are.
That's Steve Nash and Kobe Bryant is the ones that introduced that bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
Shout out to my nigga She,
But you
a
act-
smart
but
nigga
you-
who wore high tops.
And
Who not trying to be cute. We playing basketball.
you sound like an idiot, bro. You sound like an idiot.
But to my point,
Sound like a
we
real-
was talking
you sound
about the
real
players
idiot.
and what they didn't do at a certain age, right? If, like I said, if you full, my nigga, and I bring you a plate of your favorite food that you still finna eat,
No,
these niggas is
No.
motherfucking
no,
full on money already.
No.
So they desire and they want and they hunger and ambition and drive ain't the same.
that's money, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about?
Why you think Michael Strahan and Brett Favre retired? Because they didn't want to practice no more. You know why also these players is getting hurt? Because guess what? They're practicing less. It's less contact in the NFL and the NBA. So if you're playing less and it's less contact, why the fuck is there more injuries? Because these niggas is soft, goo. Shout out to my nigga Christopher Wallace.
LeBron James is a billionaire. Why is he still playing basketball?
Because he's trying to touch the untouchable, do the impossible, reach the unreachable,
But
which
he-
is the Kobe system in Jordan, baby.
But he ain't got nothing to prove. So why is he still playing?
Yeah.
I just told
He's
you
a
why.
but why do you think he's still trying to
Bro,
touch
these
that?
people paying
Why
'cause
you
they
think
love it.
Target is still existing? Because they trying to surpass Walmart, but they won't.
LeBron James is still playing basketball because he loved the game.
And every other player who's still playing.
Everybody else is still playing basketball.
Hey, and that's why he's
Al
in
Hor-
shape. I
Al
give him
Horford-
that.
They dream
Al
about this as
Horford-
a kid, and they get to live their dream out.
Al Horford's still playing basketball. He's
So-
39.
So I just want to make a point, right? We're so enamored by LeBron's shape at the age he's at, right? But I do remember a player by the name of Kevin Willis who was even in better shape,
And he played till he was 43. He had nothing
right?
to
And
prove.
he was even in better shape.
He had nothing to prove though, but he still played till he was 43.
He played all for the love.
Exactly my point.
These niggas is
That man
playing
got-
for
that
a
man
check.
was- that man
He
was a
playing
mo-
for a check.
He a
playing for
fucking
clout.
billionaire. Why is
He
he
playing
playing
for a check. He
This
playing
nigga-
for clout.
Man,
This
that
nigga a
nigga-
billionaire,
The only
bro.
thing he can do is
That nigga's a-
acquire more individual assets
That
and
nigga's a
awards.
fucking
than
money.
billionaire,
Money,
my
man.
nigga. He
He not
don't
playing
need to
for no
play
money.
another day in
He
the
not
NBA
playing
for
no
money.
though.
That
Come
nigga's
on,
a
bro.
billionaire, bro.
You know LeBron James ain't playing for no money, bro. He got too many other shit going on. That nigga don't have to do no fucking money.
All these NBA players got other shit going
Hey
on.
man, I ain't even saying nothing about LeBron. We weren't even talking about the Lakers yet.
No, what you start going deep into it. I just
Look,
was talking
listen,
about.
I
me
was
get-
saying
let me
why the
get back-
players is getting injured.
Let me get back to what I
Because
was
they're
saying.
not
Let me get
practicing
back to
as
what I
much.
was
They're
saying.
not playing as much.
Let me get back
They're
to what I
load
was saying.
managing and they
Let's
still
get
getting
back
hurt.
to
And
what
they
I
got
was
these
saying.
whack
Let's get on
shoes.
back to.
Let me get back to what I was saying.
Time, let's do
We
it.
want to talk
Yes.
the playoff series.
Yes.
Dallas got a lot of questions they need to answer because of injuries to Kyrie Irving. Anthony Davis needs to get better because that man, he played his ass off last night, 40 points, but he was hurt. Dallas needs to get healthy. They said Kyrie might be back in January. If he comes back in January, I think that's plenty of time for them to kind of get some things going and get, acclimated, reacclimated, and get to what they want to do. Would Dallas trade for Kevin Durant? I don't know. Because Phoenix is going to search all avenues to try to trade Kevin Durant.
Right.
So I think Dallas should look into that.
I heard New York, I heard Golden State, and I heard Dallas.
Not going to the Warriors.
Who?
KD already said he don't want to go to Golden
Yeah,
State.
That's what he said.
That's what he
a
said.
lot of niggas say a lot.
Yeah, and if that case, he'd be a Warrior right now. Because that trade would have happened at the deadline.
Hey, some niggas say they don't eat alphabet soup, and then you catch them eating alphabet soup.
If KD wanted to be a Warrior, he'd be one right now.
Now,
So-
if I'm speaking too fast, I'll slow it down for you. All those that know me and know what's really going on know what I meant.
If KD wanted to be a Warrior, he'd be one right now. He wouldn't have stopped the trade. He stopped the trade. So let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, playoffs. Right now it's 35-27 Pacers. Let's talk about this series. Bucks Pacers. Damian Lillard may be back in game 2, game 3.
I think
They
with or
cleared
without,
up.
I think with or without Dame, they can beat the Pacers. I'm not a Pacers believer.
The Pacers
I'm not a
beat the Bucks
Halliburton
last year.
believer.
Pacers beat the Bucks
He's
last year,
not
by the way.
garbage to me, but he's mid.
Pacers beat the
The
Bucks
best
last
player
year.
on their team is Pascal Siakam, and they got a pretty good big for today's NBA. I like him. I wish he was on the Lakers. I wish we could have snagged him at some point. This is be a pretty good series. Probably go 5 to 7 games. Depending. I don't see no sweep, and that's what I got to say about this series. If Dame come back, it could be a sweep, depending on what type of shape and gameplay he on. But
what do you mean?
I see a 5 to 7 game series
So you in favor of who?
in favor of who? I see Milwaukee pulling this out. 6-7 games, depending on where Dame is at. It might be a gentleman's sweep, but definitely 6-7 games. I don't see no sweep at all on
So you
either
seriously
end.
think the Pacers are going to lose that quickly?
They're not that to me.
They're not that, but neither is Milwaukee.
How can I put
Neither is
it?
Milwaukee.
Wait, how can I put it? Indiana Pacers is the Intercontinental Champions.
And who
They not the world heavyweight
and
champion.
who the fuck is
quality
the
caliber.
Bucks?
Hey, and I'm only speaking of reference to
Who
this.
the fuck
This
is-
is WrestleMania
Who the
weekend.
fuck is the Milwaukee Bucks?
They upper middle card.
They ain't upper shit.
They upper middle
They
card.
ain't upper shit.
They almost famous. Now everybody loves Kanye. He was almost
All
famous.
right, so now you about to get me started on the Milwaukee Bucks. First of all, they had a fluke run in 2021.
Was it?
It was a fluke. Cause what have they done
They
since?
say the same thing about our 2020 championship, brother.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I guarantee you Milwaukee's run was a fluke. What did Milwaukee?
Or did they trade away pieces that they needed? They don't have my nigga J. Rule.
Ed?
They don't got PJ.
Ed? They supposed to Damian Lillard was supposed to make them
No,
championship
I'm
quality.
only making this point since we talking real
But
since fans, since we talking real basketball,
Damian
not
Lillard-
opinions,
Damian
not
Lillard-
feelings.
Damian Lillard was supposed to
The
make them
Milwaukee
champion.
Bucks did the same thing that the Denver Nuggets did. They let Brown go. They let Jeff Green go.
Damian
Parts
Lillard-
that were integral
but they-
to their
but
championship,
they got
they
Damian-
let them leave.
So why are you propping them up like they just super better than the Pacers? They're not.
Giannis by himself can beat the Pacers. You don't believe that?
Giannis by himself lost to the Pacers last year in the playoffs. Did you forget? This same Bucks team last year lost to the same Pacers team in the playoffs.
I figure.
And
this
the
year-
Bucks
I figure
and the
this
Bucks
year.
and the Bucks were the higher seed last year.
Hey, I figure this year. They both had roster turnover, right? They got Kuz. He got something to prove.
Kuzma,
Maybe it might be
What
different.
the fuck Kuzma got to prove?
Nigga, he need to prove that he not garbage. And he wasn't getting garbage points on a garbage team.
He's not garbage. I'm not gonna say he's garbage, but somebody scared of Kyle Kuzma.
I mean, sometimes when people get put in the spotlight and they given the opportunity, they ball out.
I don't think Kyle Kuzma's that guy.
So, who do you see winning the series in the grand scheme?
Pacers,
In how many games?
probably 7.
All right.
I got the Pacers winning in 7.
All right. Now,
Moving.
you want to talk about the Lakers next or last?
No, I got this. Let me
know.
Let me navigate this. We in the East right now. We're gonna talk about your guy, Donovan Mitchell, Cavs Heat. I don't see that being a long series, even though Miami always seems to surprise people and sneak in a win or two. I don't see that being a long series. I think the Cavs are rested. I think they've regrouped. I think they're gonna be flying around offensively, putting points on the board, and I don't think Miami has the firepower to keep up. I got Cavs in 5.
I agree.
What do you say nothing else about that? Knicks Pistons.
The Knicks should handle if the Knicks handle their business and play the way that they're supposed to play, on paper, they should win. But hated 11, the underdogs on top. 8 Mile is coming for you, New York, and you don't even know. Cade and them boys is coming. And I think they hungry. You know what I mean? I think they might take New York 7. That's going to be a hard-fought, long series.
Gonna be a hard-fought series,
and the young niggas might upset them. That's my thoughts on it.
I don't think so. I got Knicks in 7. The reason why, because I think...
Yeah, I'm saying, it's going to be 7.
I think the experience was going to be the Pistons' demise.
Definitely.
This is a young team. They don't have a lot of playoff experience on that roster. Maybe Malik Beasley.
They got
maybe
Malik Beasley.
Burke,
they got Timmy Hardaway.
maybe Tim Hardaway.
And they got my nigga J. Cole's doppelganger.
So they don't have a lot of playoff experience on that roster. So I got Knicks.
Tobias Harris?
It's going to be a hard series. Tobias Harris, really? Stop it.
He got playoff experience.
Yeah, but Tobias Harris, that's who you brought up, Tobias Harris? All right.
You said playoff experience, so I just,
Okay. There's a series I'm missing. Oh, Celtics Magic. Probably, in my opinion, probably going to be the most boring series in the first round.
That it is. Banchero's going to get off, and they're going to get swept.
I don't think they're going to get swept. Orlando's a nice
team.
They can
still win?
I think they get one at home.
All right.
I got Celtics in 5. I think they'll get one at home. West. Warriors, Rockets.
Warriors in 7. You heard it here first.
That's not a hot take because a lot of people are taking Golden State to win that series.
Yeah.
A lot of people are taking Golden State to win that series. Here's my thing with that, though. Houston, one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Yeah.
They got a lot of length on the perimeter. The last time they played Golden State, Steph Curry had not 1, not 2, 3 points.
I know.
3.
Damn.
Hit 1 shot.
Damn.
And it was a buzzer beater before halftime.
Damn.
He got a point to
3
prove.
Damn.
3 points.
Damn.
That's it.
Damn.
Hey,
Now, Houston has inexperience on their roster. A lot of guys outside of Jeff Green, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams. This is all their first time being in the playoffs. Jalen Green, first time. Alperen Sengun, first time. The Thompson twin, first time. Fred VanVleet is a champion. Forget he was on the Raptors in 2019. So that's the veteran leader that they need to, hopefully navigate them through this series. Because Houston at max, I see them winning 1 series if they beat the Warriors. Because if they beat the Warriors, they move to the second round, there's going to be a team waiting for them. We'll get to them in a minute. Honestly, I got Warriors in 7 too. I just think a game 7.
I ain't mad at that.
I think a game 7 with Steph Curry and Hemi buckets. Because, come playoff time, he's not Jimmy Butler no more. And we saw that Tuesday night in the playing game.
Yeah.
We even saw it against the Clippers the last game of the season, even though they lost that game. We saw it. Come playoff time, he's not Jimmy Butler no more. He step in that phone booth and Hemi buckets come out.
Yeah.
So Hemi buckets with Steph Curry in the playoffs, it's gonna be a problem.
You can guarantee that
Hemi buckets.
He's going to another level.
Yeah.
He always do.
He always do it. He did it.
Hey, this is what I want to say in response, not really in retort, but in response or what I got to say about the subject, period. Right now, the Warriors organization, Draymond and Steph in conjunction with
Oh yeah,
Hemi, in conjunction with playoff Hemi buckets,
the Draymond
they're in a
Green,
position to say
Dylan Brooks
they're in a position to
soap
say
opera that's probably gonna happen
Right.
because they don't like each other.
I ain't done it in a while. I'm gonna give y'all some Jay-Z quotable right now. It's been a while, but
A rapper
the
you don't
Warriors
like.
is saying, y'all thought we were ever gonna fall off? No,
A rapper,
go.
A rapper you don't like. But you
Motherfuckers can't rhyme
you-
about hoops no more.
But you stay
To
quoting.
I'm no more. That's what Steph said.
A rapper you don't like, but you stay quoting.
Hey, I didn't say I don't like him. I think he's one of the best artists to come across financially, bars, wise, or whatever. But it depends on what you like. You know what I mean? Like, I just happen to be a person who I like the niggas that rap like Jay-Z, and I like the niggas that like rap like Talib Kweli, Common, and Nas.
Yeah, right.
I like a mixture of both.
Yeah,
I like the Roots,
you like
and I
East-
like Rick Ross and
Yeah,
Jeezy.
you like East Coast.
You know what I
music.
mean?
You like East Coast
I
music.
like Fab.
You like East Coast music, but that's a discussion
No,
for
hey,
another day.
it is. Hey, that's where it's at.
Thunder, Grizzlies.
Thunder, Grizzlies. I think John M could take maybe one. Probably at home.
I got Thunder in 5. I don't see that being much of a series because I think the Grizzlies are so that is the most immature team in the playoffs to me.
Yeah.
They are so immature.
Right.
They got an interim head coach. Jaren Jackson Jr. stays in foul trouble, and he's going to be in foul trouble. I think Oklahoma City got too many defenders on the perimeter for John Morant, Desmond Bane. Like I said, they'll get one. I'm not going to disrespect them like that, say they're going to get swept,
Right.
but I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis got swept.
Right.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like that the Memphis Grizzlies are a team in transition and a team in flux. And as we stated,
Not necessarily a team in transition. They just,
wait.
they need a coach.
I think the organization is in a team is in a weird space, and they're kind of like in that same space that Trae Young is with Atlanta, and that Zion is with New Orleans. Is like, okay, you've done this in this city. This is only as far as you're gonna go, as far as your individual success or team success. Now it might be time for you to go somewhere else and see if this is where you need to go for your career and for your future and for your legacy. You know what I mean? So
I don't think it's that simple. Like everybody keeps saying,
like,
"Oh, this
I'm not
player
even
needs to
saying
go
hood hop, but I'm saying like
somewhere
Ja
else."
has done all he's gonna do with
Like-
Bane and with Jared Jackson, and they just fired their coach. It's
It's
like
not that- it's not that
that's
simple.
almost like a reboot or a lateral move, or
I don't
this
think
is like I don't see no.
But I don't think it's that simple because of the contracts in today's NBA, one, and two, what would a team have to give up to get a John Morant? Because you
Right.
gotta look at the kind of money John Morant is making.
How
John
long?
Morant
How long is he under contract for?
I gotta look at his contract because I know I think he might have gotten an extension a couple of years ago or something. I gotta look at it and see. But I know he's making top dollar for his value right now, and it's not as simple to just say, you know what, let's trade John Morant away. Like I know what Dallas did with Luka Doncic, just trading him to the Lakers, but everybody knows that Dallas could have got a whole lot more had they called around with other teams. You got to look at what they got from the Lakers. They swapped draft picks, if I'm not mistaken. They got Max Christie and Anthony Davis. They gave up Luka, the Morris twin, Markieff Morris, and Maxi Kleber.
So,
Like,
in saying that,
that-
where do you see their future? Where can they go?
Who?
As
Are you
constituted?
talking about Memphis?
Yeah,
Their ceiling to me is the second round. Not this year because they're not beating
I'm
Oklahoma
talking
City.
about overall going forward, not right now. Going forward, period.
Overall,
With
they
as
just-
constructed.
Overall, they just need to. That's a foul. Overall, they just need to on your man Kyle Kuzma. Overall, I really don't see them doing anything but getting to the second round. I don't know. I don't know what coach is going to go in there
Yeah, I'm
and
about to say,
improve
like,
that
who do you
team.
think they need to hire?
Maybe
as far
they
as their coaching staff is
get a
concerned?
Mike Brown. Maybe they get Mike Malone. Maybe they get Mike Budenholzer. Maybe they go after Monty Williams. Maybe
that would be cool.
maybe they holler at
And they can
Darvin
go at
Ham.
Sam Cassell.
Maybe they
You know what I mean?
go after Frank Vogel. Maybe they go after
Yeah,
Jeff Van
definitely.
Gundy. Sam
Hey, maybe they can
Cassell.
go after Carlisle because I
Maybe
heard
they
he
go
on the
out-
hot seat too.
with the Pacers.
Yeah.
No, I think Carlisle's fine. I don't know. It's some names they could go after, you know, and
Do you think that Jason Kidd will be fired as collateral damage from this situation?
no, Jason Kidd not going nowhere. They're not gonna hold what happened, the injuries. They're not gonna hold that against him. Jason Kidd will be back next year. He's fine. All right, I'll say the two best series for last. First,
Let's talk about the Clips.
let's
first.
talk Nuggets. Let's talk Nuggets Clippers. Be honest with you, this is the series I'm looking forward to the most. By the way, that game is next. This is the series I'm looking forward to the most. I'm gonna tell you why. We all saw what happened in 2020. Now, mind you, off the top of my head, I think there are 5 combined players in this series that was in that series: Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac. The only 5 players that's left from that bubble series. But I'm sure all 5 of those guys remember 2020. For those of y'all that don't remember 2020, Nuggets Clippers had a 3-1 lead, had a double-digit lead in Game 5 and lost, had a double-digit lead in Game 6 and lost, had a double-digit lead in Game 7 and lost. Kawhi Leonard couldn't throw a rock in the ocean from the boat. Paul George was shooting basketball at the side of the backboard. Lemon Pepper Lou Williams was taking trips to Atlanta. Montrezl Harrell wasn't fully there because I think his grandmother passed, whatever the case was. Patrick Beverly was doing Patrick Beverly bullshit.
And Podcast P said,
And
my mental health.
everybody was just out of it. You know what I mean? And the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead and they lost. By the way, shout out to Lou Williams for setting the record straight. Everybody that talked about the Lakers chip in 2020 was fake and it was Mickey Mouse or whatever. And he came out and said, no, the fuck it wasn't, because we wanted that championship and it was the hardest championship to win. So shout out to Lou Williams for setting the record straight on that, because I'm tired of that narrative. Anyway, Nuggets
Hey,
Clippers.
can I speak on that and piggyback off that? I want to say that for them to win at what was going on in the world at that time, which was bigger than basketball, motherfuckers didn't know where they was finna get their toilet paper from, where they was finna get their food from, where the niggas finna die, society was finna end. So for niggas to be able to compartmentalize that and play basketball, which is a game and a job, regardless of what anybody else says, that just salute and hats off to them. And Scottie Pippen, somewhat you right and somewhat you wrong, where when you say that they was just playing pickup basketball and it was like a glorified AAU game, it was no crowd, they didn't have to travel city to city. It was a reason why they couldn't travel city to city and there was no crowd there. So you sound like an oxymoron making a statement of, we know why they're not traveling to play the games and why there's no fans, because it's a worldwide Hunger Games, Resident Evil type situation going on. Go ahead, brother.
This series is hard to call. I think the Clippers are going to win this series. The reason why I say that, not for the obvious reason, because I want to see Clippers OKC, and I think OKC will send them home. The reason why is because the Clippers, as far as the West, are playing the best basketball going into the playoffs.
They are.
18-3. They got a healthy Kawhi Leonard for the first time since 2020. James Harden actually had a damn good year.
Yeah.
Ivica Zubac had a great year.
Every time I see him, I'm mad the Lakers let him go.
It pisses me off every time I watch him play, because I was like, that should have been our starting center.
Homegrown talent, too.
Norman Powell had an all-star year, although he didn't get picked to be an all-star. He had an all-star type season.
Norman Powell's been a baller on every team he's been on to me.
Yeah, this is the best I've seen Norman Powell. And the Clippers have a top-notch defense because of Jeff Van Gundy.
Yes.
And they got
Who's also probably going to be a coaching candidate coming.
And they got some dogs out there on defense. Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn. You know, they got some dogs on defense. Ivica Zubac was good defensively this year. We know what Kawhi Leonard could do when healthy on defense.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, is one of the top 3 players in the league.
Easily. I would say top 5. Top 5.
That's a healthy
Kawhi. Healthy Kawhi Leonard is a problem.
At a point, they were saying, who's the best players in the league, LeBron or Kawhi? Not Steph.
Finn, you still be talking about how many years ago was that?
That was 2019, 2020.
Yeah,
Nigga, how many years ago is that?
It's 5 years ago.
Nigga, 6 years ago.
Is
It's
it due to diminished talent,
19 to
age,
25.
or is it due to injury?
Both.
Or is it to playing the system?
Both.
Age and injury.
Y'all saying he played the system too? Because he did. Like Penguin said in Batman Returns, he played the NBA like a bat from hell. I'm going to play when I want to play.
That's the reason why his nickname is PTO Leonard. So,
yeah.
That's
I think this series depends and boils down to Jamal Murray's health.
I agree.
If Jamal Murray's health is good, it'll be a long series, and I don't know, it'll be a toin cost. If Jamal Murray's not healthy, there might be a gentleman's sweep.
It's gonna be if Jamal Murray's not healthy, it's gonna be a short series. Because I just think the Clippers are better than the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets have the best player in the series. Because Nikola Jokic is the best player in basketball.
Yeah,
but the Clippers have a better team. The Nuggets don't defend. Their offense is Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and who else? Oh, and another reason why I think the Nuggets are going to lose is because I am willing to bet money that Russell Westbrook is going to cost Denver at least 2 games in the series by doing something stupid. Because that's just the Russell Westbrook experience. He will have a great game. He's going to wow the crowd. He's going to come with the energy, especially knowing that he's playing his former team, one of his former teams. So he's going to want to show up the Clippers, but he's going to do something stupid to cost him.
Hey, you know what? I have one word.
And they still got to
Russell
lay
Westbrook.
up out of it.
For as great as he is, shout out to him. You know what I mean? LA's on. But sometime, bro, you be on the shenanigans. And they were just talking about this on Mason Cam. Shout out to them too, and Stat Baby. Sometimes you have dudes who they only play at one speed, and that was what separated Derrick Rose and John Wall from a lot of dudes that played like that. Also, shout out to my nigga Monte Ellis. Some dudes is a term that they don't use in basketball no more because everybody's so finesseful and want to shoot threes.
58-41.
Russell Westbrook is OC. He's OC. And that's not to say that he's a bad player, but he's OC. He got one speed. He don't got no, okay, I'm going full speed, then I'm finna, like on some Barry Sanders shit, I'm going full speed ahead, then I'm finna stop on a dime, let these niggas go matrix by me, and I'm finna go this way or that way. He don't have that in his repertoire. And if he ever developed that or developed a jumper, like at one point, what used to offset the turnovers in that, when he was on OKC, especially early, he used to have the mid-range little stop and popper, and he stopped doing that. He stopped doing it
when he was with OKC.
You know what I mean? And
what happened to
this
that?
is also something I want to say about Ja. They also said this on Cam and Mace. If he don't develop an in-between game, and if everything is downhill, I'm going to dunk on you, then he's going to get hurt, or he's going to get passed by because other people are going to have more polishedness to their game to make them more, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you're either going to lose money because you get hurt or, you know what I mean? It's like,
No, that's real.
But back to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook can either be a detriment or he can be an asset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like one of the steroid players in the 90s, if they was on their juice, they might hit a home run. If they wasn't, they might not. You know what I mean? So I just feel like that, again, if Jamal Murray, also, what's that dude's name? I'm going to just call him Mike. Michael, whatever the fuck his name is. I always call him Michael Kidd Gildress. I know that's not his name, but I'm going to just call him Michael. Bro, you got niggas talking about Ben Simmons and he's a straight stick-up kid, along with a lot of niggas in this load management. But Michael, you're a straight stick-up kid. You the reason why Michael Malone and motherfucking Booth got fired. They paying you over $200 million, and you're nothing but a glorified fucking spot-up shooter, bro. So if Michael shows up for the money he's getting paid, and if Jamal Murray health is good, this is going to be a 7-game series. If not, the Clippers will win in 5 or 6 games.
You know Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah, that dude. That dude whose brother is caught up in a gambling scandal.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I my bad. I just said I always call him Michael Kidd Gilchrist. I don't know why. I guess they both light-skinned.
Clippers or Lakers win. I mean, Clippers or Nuggets winning that series. Clippers and Nuggets. Who you got? Because I said Clippers.
Oh, I said the Clippers should win in 5 or 6 games.
It's not,
But it all
it's
depends
going-
on Murray's health,
it's going-
though.
Yeah, I think it's going 7. I got Clippers in 7. All right. Let's get to it. Lakers,
Want to go
Timberwolves.
first, or
You can go first.
all right?
Oh, the
I-
Timberwolves?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
keep it short and sweet, man.
5:30 tonight, game 1.
For the chat, for everybody, you know, I had my phases in life where I wasn't really in full support of the Lakers, but I just want to pre-reference my statements with, I'm not saying none of this an emotional or hater or none of that. I'm gonna say that with LeBron James at the age and stage and phase of his career he's at, and with Luka Doncic's stature and fitness level and defensive level, and the fact that we are deficient in bigs, and the fact that, in my personal opinion, as a Laker fan from Inglewood, when they used to be called the Inglewood Lakers during Showtime, I have more claim to the Lakers than anyone I know.
They were never called the Inglewood.
So with that being said, the best players on the Lakers is LeBron James Sr., Luka Doncic, Connect, and my nigga Reeves. The rest of them niggas can go down the garbage disposal. The Lakers is favored. We have no bigs. Rudy and Randall is going to kill us on the rebounds. And if LeBron and or Luka, in connection with Connect and Reeves, don't ball out every game, this could be a long series, longer than what it should be. Now, they are young, but they have Ant-Man, they have Nas Reed, they have Randall, they have Gobert. This could be more interesting than what a lot of my fellow Laker fans think it could be. But again, this is the problem that we had in acquiring Luka Doncic. We lost our interior defense, which we have none of. Now, I pass the baton to you. I said what I got to say about it. I ain't even saying nothing bad about LeBron. I actually kept it real, just all basketball, not my personal thoughts about that player.
You said the 4 best players on the Lakers.
The 4 best players is Connect, Reeves, LeBron, and Luka.
You got 3 of those 4 correct.
Everybody else can go.
You got 3.
Everybody else on the roster can go, the coach included.
3 of those. You got 3 of those 4 correct. Because Dalton Connect is not one of the 4 best players on the Lakers. He is not.
Dalton Connect is better than LeBron.
He is not one of the 4 best players on the Lakers team.
If he got more PT, when he get more PT, my nigga put up buckets, bro.
You think the game of basketball is all
bro.
about scoring points? You think he's an airhead on defense? And he's
so is Luka Doncic.
He's an airhead
but everybody
on offense.
is like, oh my God, we got our next star.
He's an airhead on offense because he doesn't know where he's supposed to be on the floor.
It's interesting when LeBron don't play, them guys get buckets and they look different. And when he come back, they got to fall back into their complimentary roles.
They did last Sunday against Portland when they lost by 28.
I believe in summation, I'm gonna let him go in summation. I believe the Lakers should win this series, but it won't be easy. And if we go in there bullshitting and taking this team lightly, Benedict, they have something that we don't have, which is a lot of tall, lanky, lengthy wing players, and they have Rudy Gobert, and they have Rudy Gobert.
The Lakers got the
and they have Rudy Gobert, who's a multiple defensive player of the year award winner. They're going to kill us on the rebounds. We should win this series.
This is why you don't know what you're talking about. First of all, let's go back to last year when Dallas played Minnesota. You know who got played off the court? Rudy Gobert. You know why? Because you put him in ISO, in pick and roll, on the perimeter, you spread the floor, you make him unplayable. Because he's not going to venture out on the perimeter to guard anybody. So that's open looks all day for a guy like Rui Hachimura, who they're probably going to have on Rudy Gobert, because all he's going to do is space the floor. So you play Luka Doncic, you play Rudy Gobert off the court. You bring in Nas Reed. Nas Reed ain't no defensive player, so you get anything at the rim you want. Who the hell is Julius Randle going to guard? Nobody. They have 3 guys on their team that play really good defense. Dante DiVincenzo, Jaden McDaniels, and Anthony Edwards.
And Shea Gilgeous' cousin.
I'm not worried about him like that. Not worry about him like that.
You should be.
But
He
you
was
said,
one of the players that locked up niggas in the playoffs last year.
who you lock up in the finals? All right, then. So then you say everybody else could go. Jared Vanderbilt is going to make a difference. Dorian Finney-Smith is going to make a difference. Rui Hachimura is going to make a difference. Jordan Goodwin is a dog on defense. When he comes off the bench, he's going to make a difference. If Gabe Vincent continues to play well and knock down the threes, he's going to make a difference. So the fact that you're talking about, the four best players is Luka, AR, LeBron, and Dalton Knecht, stop that. Dalton Knecht is not going to get much floor run. And as a matter of fact, there's this guy named Maxi Kleber who I know he gets pumped up by Pat, and I hate that shit. But Maxi Kleber is a solid NBA player with playoff experience, and he's 6'10", and he can stretch the floor, and he's a smart defender. So there's that dynamic that's going to come back for the Lakers. So the fact that we're talking as if the Lakers have a bunch of nobodies to play with, Luka, AR, LeBron, and Dalton Knecht, stop. This series is going to be a difficult series because Minnesota is a good team. That's why this is going to be a difficult series. Anthony Edwards is one of them niggas.
Yes, he is.
He one of them ones. Julius Randle is still a bull in the china shop, but he can play. Rudy Gobert, I'm telling you right now, is going to get played off of the court. I am telling you right now, he is going to be unplayable in this series because they're going to put him on ISO on Luka or LeBron or Austin Reeves all series long. You said J.J. Redick needs to go, right? I'm going to tell you why what you just said sounds real silly. Last year when the Lakers played the Nuggets, Darvin Ham decided to play Jokic one-on-one, destroyed us. So then he will wait until Jokic get the ball in the post and send a soft double team or a hedge at Jokic. It's the best passing big in the league. So he would get 10, 11, 12, 13 assists. So let me tell you what happened when the Lakers played the Nuggets this year. Milwaukee's down by 24 at halftime, by the way. Let me tell you what happened when the Lakers and Nuggets played this year. One game in particular. J.J. Redick's thing was, all right, we don't have no interior defense. We just traded away Anthony Davis. We don't have no bigs that can guard him. Jackson Hayes can't guard Nikola Jokic one-on-one. So what are we going to do to mitigate that? We're going to pressure him as soon as he touches the ball in the half court and make him give up the ball. And we're going to make Aaron Gordon beat us. How did that work? It didn't work because Aaron Gordon can't single-handedly beat nobody. So you think a coach that did that with Nikola Jokic, that did that with Karl Anthony Towns, that did that with Ivica Zubac, is worried about Rudy Gobert and those three centers that I just named is better than Rudy Gobert?
I just want to make a point to you, or a quick quote unquote. Dale Harris, as the Lakers coach, won more games than J.J. Redick.
Really?
Let that sink in for you, viewers.
Really?
Let that sink in for you. So, what has he really done if we had to get rid of Dale Harris and go find Phil Jackson? And this guy hates Dale Harris.
First of all, they got rid of Dale Harris and got Kurt Rambis, number one. And you know why they did that? Because Dale Harris didn't get the job done. Dale Harris had 4 years. We're not talking about the first 2 years where he was the coach of the Lakers. We're talking about after they signed Shaq. Because there's a difference between when you're rebuilding and then a championship is the expectation. When the Lakers signed Shaquille O'Neal in the summer of '96, a championship became the expectation. So Dale Harris
We had a prerequisite roster for that.
Yes.
In your opinion.
Yes. Because in the 1997-98 season, the Lakers won 61 games. Two teams in the league won more games than the Lakers that year. And it was the two teams that made the NBA Finals.
So you still on board with the Ore Sabatos trade?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Because it's about fit.
Got you, brother.
Because it's about fit.
I just want to make sure you're not saying Robert Ore is a better player.
I'm not saying Robert Ore is a better player. I'm saying Robert Ore was the better fit.
How many games you see the Lakers beating Minnesota in?
Probably go 6.
6?
Probably go 6.
Yeah, I say 6, 7.
Like, Minnesota is not a bad team, man.
No, they're not.
Like
I think they're going to give us a better series. Look, you're realistic. You got some Laker fans that think we finna run over fucking Minnesota.
No, we're not running over Minnesota. I can sit here all day and say Lakers in 5. But I would just be saying that just for the comedy. I really think it's going to go 6. Because Minnesota is a good team.
They are.
That's a team that plays very well on the defensive
They are
end.
a team that actually expected to be better this year.
They were supposed to be better this year, but they weren't. But they turned
made
it
a
on.
trade.
They made a trade, but they turned it on late in the year, and they got to where they got to.
How many games did Randall miss?
He missed enough. He missed enough games. But my point is that Minnesota is a good team, and it's going to be a series. But I
Is
think
Mike Conley still starting?
Mike Conley is still starting. But I just think the Lakers are a better team.
They
And
are.
And they're going to win the series.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that.
And they're a better team than what they were last year, and that has a lot to do with the guy sitting on the sideline, JJ Redick.
Now, for as much as everybody think I think LeBron's going to get his. I think he's going to have an amazing series. Now, Ant-Man is probably going to want to cover Luka. Is Luka still going to get his when Ant-Man guarded him as the primary defender for 7 games? I'm not trying to sound stupid. I'm saying
we about to see.
We're going to find out which one of them is
Nah,
really one of them niggas. I just said LeBron's going to get his.
Listen, fam,
LeBron's going to get
I'm
his.
not arguing with that. This is where we really see who really wants to be the man of the get down.
I've seen Luka Doncic have a bad time against one defender since he's been in the league. The guy's name is Jaylen Brown.
Shout out to Jaylen Brown, the real alpha on the
That is-
Boston,
that is
in
the-
my
That
opinion.
is the only person Luka Doncic has had issues with.
Jaylen Brown is a dog. Ant-Man is a dog, too, and he better than Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown is a $300 million nigga. So what that say about Ant-Man?
The only person Luka Doncic has had an issue with is Jaylen Brown.
I agree.
So let's ask this question again.
We got 7 games coming up,
Let's
big.
ask this
Yeah.
question again. Is Luka
Right.
Doncic going to be able to get his against Anthony Edwards?
We shall see.
I'm going to answer that question again. The only person Luka Doncic has had a problem with is
Like I said,
Jaylen Brown.
I'm not. That's my favorite player.
Yeah. Hey.
So, and so we already know. Like I said, I just want to see this
Yeah, we
is the
gonna see.
time. This is
Hey,
the time to show.
And we saw Luka torch prime Kawhi Leonard, prime Patrick Beverly, prime
No, he
Paul
tore his
George.
PG.
prime Paul George, and those guys were Anthony Edwards is still got room to improve, but those guys were better defenders then than Anthony Edwards is now.
Okay.
And Luka torched them.
Hey, we got 7 games to see. I'm
Continuously-
not saying you're not right. But we
continuously
going to
torched
see.
them.
Yeah.
We're going to see who the
Doncic-
future
let's
star
not-
and face of the league
let's-
is.
Yeah, no,
Let's
no,
not
lie.
act like Luka not one of them ones.
Hey,
Let's
Anthony,
not do
hey,
that.
Anthony Edwards
Let's
said
not do that.
he don't want to be the face of the league, and they pushing Luka to be the face of the league. They both young stars, so
Ain't
we're going to see.
nobody pushing Luka Doncic to be face of the league. They want Anthony Edwards to be the face of the league. And honestly, I think Ant should be the face of the league. He one of them ones.
He is.
He one of them ones.
You got anybody here you want to get on? Or you want to stall him out? Stall him out, Debo.
Shit. I was gonna stall him out, but y'all can't see what I'm looking at right now. This dude Russell Westbrook got on the aluminum fit.
Man, man.
I was-
That's
I was-
all I can say.
I was stalling about.
That's all I can say,
stall
man.
about, man. I was stalling about. I was stalling everybody out today. It's playoff. It's the NBA
Yeah,
playoffs.
man.
And that's what
Hey.
we on.
Press that like button, press that share button, press that subscribe button. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Come again. This is Sports Space with Big and Skip.
I ain't gonna say something just for comedy before we get up out of here. I'm just saying this for comedy because this has been a trend going around. Timberwolves, Werewolves, Ant-Man, He-Man, Lakers in 5.
Hey, he took it there. I say 6-7, but the Lakers will be victorious.
Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6.
I agree.
Lakers in 6.
I agree.
We out.
Yeah. La.